The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Niles, but I've got news for you. Copernicus called, and you are not the center of the universe.
In February of 2020, Star Wars, Lucasfilm announced Project Luminous, which was a quote-unquote publishing initiative set 200 years or 400 years or through whatever number they decide on that day. Before the Battle of Yavin. And they gathered authors. Here we are. We have the Lucasfilm group as they met. I see Matt Martin. I see Justina Ireland. I see Pablo Hidalgo. I see Claudia Gray. I see Charles Soule. I see Kevin Scott. And I see the racist Daniel Jose Older. And a few other people, including Ashley What's-Her-Face at the very end. The girl at the very end in the print, she was on the HR list to be terminated. This is her baby, the High Republic. Project Luminous. And Ashley Sharp is what her name is. All right. I remembered. They've since devolved into other authors taking over, but I'm not going to get into that. The moment this was announced and we saw the authors and we saw who was part of it, there's the infamous whiteboard behind Pablo, by the way. We pretty much all knew that this was going to be a dumpster fire. Openly and brazenly mocked by the fans because we knew it was going to be trash. Well, we found the numbers, and according to Michael Gallagher and Declan Finn of Upstream Reviews, the sales have been comical. As bad as I could imagine. Here's the whiteboard. If you look it over, and I made sure you could see it. Star Wars Wishes, High Republic, University, Dinosaurs. We've got Star Wars, Not Pro-War, okay, and at the very bottom, The Force. And of course, who, is sitting there watching all this and just as happy as a clam? Pablo. This is him. He was there. He probably was up there writing on the whiteboard. The dinosaurs are probably his. This, I always thought, was a giant fucking troll. And after looking at the numbers, which you will see on, because I'm going to put the Substack article on in the description. I want you guys to be able to read it. Let's put it this way. Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire, his Thrawn trilogy novels, sold millions of copies. Charles Soule, his first Light of the Jedi, sold about 119,000. And each subsequent novel sold less. Claudia Gray, novel sold about maybe a quarter of what Soule's did, the first one. And she is the author of Into the Dark, starring the gay celibate pilot and the rock navigator. Okay. And of course we have Justina Ireland, who's very happy to tell everybody, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. Okay, fine. No one did. Just look at the numbers from the place where the boys got this from. And of course, Kevin Scott, who's very arrogant about his work with Star Wars, yet when you look at it, again, compared to Timothy Zahn. It's laughable. And last but not least, the little Mickey Mouse looking dude himself, the angry little racist, whitey-hating jerk who wrote Last Shot about Han Solo and proceeded to shit all over the character and Leia and made Han look like a bad father. His books did not sell at all. And in fact, if you look at the numbers and the way from BookScan, you will see that they are awful. And it goes to show you that, and the point I've been making, Star Wars isn't dead. This brand of Star Wars is. This Kennedy era garbage is dead. Okay? We're going to go into the article a little bit now.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
The fleet has moved out to flight speed and we're preparing to...
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral. Apology accepted, Captain Nida.
None of this should surprise us. Okay, this was not going to be a success right out of the door. And someone should have put the brakes on this stupid project before it even happened. I mean, the moment, I don't know who put this out there that they should do it, it should have been squashed like a grape. And the reason simply is this. It's a good idea in theory. Who are you going to have write it? Claudia Gray, who's obsessed with sexuality. Justina Ireland, who's a disgusting racist, and she absolutely hates white men. Daniel Jose Older, insecure little dude who hates white men. And then two white guys who are about as masculine as, Marilyn Monroe's fingernail, okay? You know, when I look at writers, my kinds of writers are people like Herman Wouk, J.R.R. Tolkien, John Jakes, C.S. Lewis, Jack London, people, Vince Flynn, okay? They would not write something like this. But guess what? If you hired Timothy Zahn back, he would have done something for this. Stackpole would have. Kevin J. Anderson would have. A lot of people would have. Yet, they went out to find fairly unknown authors who, look, what did Pablo say in that podcast about what they wanted to do? They wanted to indoctrinate children, okay? So you've got a gay celibate pilot, a rock navigator, and the gay pilot won't shut up about how can Jedi have sex. It is a young person's novel. Okay, let me repeat that for the cheap seats. A young person's novel. Here are the numbers. And if you look at them real close, you can see them. All right? Again, I will put the article in a description so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about here. This was going to be a failure. And when you... look, they re-released Heir to the Empire. That novel alone sold 5 million copies. 5 million, okay? My mother-in-law is a writer. She, as an independently published writer, she publishes her own, has sold more books than some of these, okay? This is a failure, and this is exactly what we were looking for. I mean, there's Geode, the rock navigator, who will only move if you're not watching him. There's Leox Gayasi, the Matt McConaughey looking gay celibate pilot, and I don't even know I can't remember who the fat guy is. I mean, when Into the Darkness came out, I remember telling Andre and Tom while they were on that this was on, and they started talking about it live, and people were laughing their asses off. I mean, look, I hate to tell you this. You should make stories for young people. Not these. They don't want to buy them. And they didn't buy them, okay? Star Wars fandom ranges from the ages mid-60s to probably below 10 years old, okay? The problem with this is it's woke garbage. There's absolutely nothing to do with Star Wars. Again, Pablo said in that behind the scenes on that podcast, they were going to indoctrinate the kids. And this is exactly what this is. And people get turned off. I hate to tell you this, guys, but this is how it works, okay? People got turned off. And when you look at the fact that, look at the numbers, when you look at how much more EU books that have been reprinted have sold, now you understand Star Wars isn't dead. Okay, that's not the takeaway from this, and it shouldn't be. This woke shit in Star Wars is dead. The sequel trilogy, the High Republic, the Acolyte, all this crap. The Acolyte's supposed to be attached to this. All right. Nobody wants this. These books are showing up at Ollie's. I don't want it. I'm not even going to buy one at Ollie's. And Disney doesn't score any money from that. But I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to spend money on that. I mean, look, we've got a side shave feminazi here, gender studies bitch. We got another blonde masculine looking chick in a Trandoshan Jedi. Really? A Trandoshan Jedi? Okay. It's to me, it's just absolutely stunning that it's absolutely taken this long for people to see these numbers. All right, book scan is the gold standard. I'm running with that. I don't care. Okay. Pablo Crimea River bitch. Okay. But it's true. It's real. It is not a fake story. It is real. And we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen because of who the authors were, what it was about, who decided it would be a cool thing to do without thinking it through. And the fact that it was allowed to happen rests on Kathleen Kennedy's bony shoulders. And yet this is another failure for Kathleen Kennedy. So guys, this little venture into narcissism for Claudia Gray and Justina Ireland and the rest of this garbage has turned into a huge fail, and I am beyond ecstatic because, again, this is another loss Disney shouldn't have to swallow. Okay. And because Lucasfilm actually has to pay for this is out of Lucasfilm's own funds. This falls directly on Kennedy's shoulders. Okay. It was a stupid idea to begin with, and it's turned into a gigantic comedy of errors, a dumpster fire. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.